Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Esteemed guests, honorable council, beloved students, and everyone who is present here in this forum today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. My name is Nurmilati Abadiah. In M. Alif Lamim, I have the responsibility to teach English language as well as students research coordinator. And alongside the responsibility, I also help out in MTS Alif Lamim Surabaya for the students research program too. In a few minutes, before everyone here, there will be two students who will present the result of the student research that they have done in their years while they were studying as the students in MTS Alif Lamim and MA Alif Lamim Surabaya. But before that, I would like to say that even though the students who have the possibility and the potential to perform here are only the two of them, everyone who is graduating today actually has done their research too. So later on, when everyone has returned home, please ask your child, please ask your kids, how was the research that they done, what was the topic about, what was fun about it, and what did they learn, because they would have many such stories about the topics that they have done. Okay, so to minimize the time, without further ado, we will step into the first presentation for today, which will be presented by a 12th grader from MA Alif Lamim Surabaya, Mutia Arinsova. To Mutia Arinsova, the floor is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. As you all know and as you all heard before, my name is Mutia Arinsova, but my friends, my teachers, my family usually call me Mutia. And alhamdulillah, I am the researchers of this research. As you all can see it in the slide, my research title is Neighbors Without Beakers, the construct of religious moderation across religious figures inside of Surabaya. And alhamdulillah, this research brought me to the final of my race, Madrasah Young Researchers 2022. Okay, let's talk about the problem backgrounds. So, the problem backgrounds in this research is religious conflicts, which that conflicts sparked in the name of religion is the dark mark in the history of Indonesia, which, if not countermeasured, will be lead to the rupture of Indonesia's unity. That's why I think a tight religious moderation will be able to deal with this problem by promoting tolerance in interfaith relations. And surprisingly, I was able to find that kind of tolerance near me in two different houses of worships, neighbor with each other, namely Masjid Nasional Al-Akbar Surabaya and Gereja Katolik Paroki Sakramen Maha Kudus. Which even though they are neighbors, there has been no conflicts between the communities. That's why I make this research to investigate and compare the construct of religious moderation according to the religious figures of each house of worships. That's why I make these two problem statements. The first one is, what is the construct of religious moderation according to the of each house of worship? And then what is the similarities and the differences between the two? Okay, we need to know, first one is, what is the definition of moderation? Mr. Quraish Shihab expressed that moderation is an attitude in religiousness that stay in the middle, not leaning to the left nor to the right. And then this is the foundation of moderations in the many interfaith traditions, which I got from Kemenak book, with the title is Moderasi Beragama. And this three pillar of moderation means that we need to do the moderation of thoughts and movements with also actions. If we don't do actions, then the moderation is not fully done. And then this is the indicators of religious moderation, which come from the same book. And this is the base of my interviews questions. The first one is nationalistic commitment, and then tolerance, and then anti-violence, and then the last one is accommodative to local cultures. Okay. My research is qualitative research, and I do this research with the phenomenology approach method. And for the primary data, I gain from the interviews with religious figures. And then for the secondary data, I gain from the literature study on religious moderation. Okay, this is the profiles of two house of worships. The first one is Masjid Nasional Al-Akbar Surabaya, and then the second one is Gereja Katolik Paroki Sakramen Maha Kudus. And fun fact that these two house of worship was inauguration in the same date, which is in November 10th, 2000 by the then President of Indonesia, Kiai Haji Abdurrahman Wahid or Gus Dur. And this is the data I obtained from the interview with the religious figures of Masjid Nasional Al-Akbar Surabaya, and this is with religious figure of Gereja Katolik Paroki Sakramen Maha Kudus, which after the interview I making this categorization of the religious moderation constructs with the indicators that I said before, like nationalistic, and then tolerance, anti-violence, and many more. So I'm sorry for skipping this, but we will talk about this topic more in the next slide. And then from that table, we can see the similarities and the differences easily. And the similarities lies in the nationalistic and humanity aspect, which both sides agreed on Pancasila and Undang-Undang Dasar 1945 as the national foundation, and both also agreed in regards to valuing and respecting fellow human. And then the differences lies in the philosophical and theological foundation, which Masjid Nasional Al-Akbar Surabaya's figures views that Islam taught tolerance in the form of ukhuwah relations, whether it's Islamiyah, Wataniyah, and Bashariyah. Meanwhile, the religious figures from Gereja Katolik Paroki Sakramen Maha Kudus, they believe that there are also truths in other language, so different with Islam. Okay, from that discussion, we can get the answer for the problem statements. The first one is the construct of religious moderation, according to the Masjid Nasional Al-Akbar Surabaya, is attitude and actions of tolerance. Meanwhile, from Gereja Katolik Paroki Sakramen Maha Kudus religious figure is the understanding, attitude, and actions. The second question, the answer is the similarity between both figures lies in the nationalistic and humanity aspect, and then the differences lies in the philosophical and theological foundations of tolerance itself. And from this research, I have recommendation for the next future that we need to see more about the correlation between religious figures and then the communities. And then we need to see content of religious moderation according to the order for acknowledged religious in Indonesia. So that comprehensive comparison to know the similarities and the differences across all faiths can be made. Okay, we have the end of my presentation. Thank you for the time. Please forgive me for any flaws because perfections belongs to Allah. That is all for me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Takbir, Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. That was the presentation from Mutia Arin Sofa. Nah, saya izin memakai bahasa Indonesia sejenak. Izinkan saya untuk memberi sekilas tentang apa yang baru saja Mbak Mutia sampaikan tentang risetnya. Jadi riset Mbak Mutia ini judulnya dalam bahasa Indonesia adalah Tetangga Tanpa Sengketa, Konsep Moderasi Beragama antara dua tempat beribadah yang letaknya berdekatan di Surabaya Selatan, yakni di Masjid Nasional Al-Akbar Surabaya dan juga Gereja Paroki Sakramen Maha Kudus. Nah, dengan penelitian ini Mbak Mutia bisa sampai ke final MyRes tahun 2022, itu tingkatnya nasional, alhamdulillah. Nah, di penelitian ini yang diangkat adalah moderasi beragama. Apa itu moderasi beragama? Moderasi beragama itu adalah sikap yang menempatkan perilaku beragama itu di tengah-tengah. Kita tidak ekstrim tapi juga tidak lembek. Nah, itu katanya. Nah, yang ingin diteliti oleh Mbak Mutia tadi adalah kan biasanya di Indonesia itu kalau ada isu agama itu banyak yang sering terpecut, banyak yang sering kena gocek, kena ciduk. Nah, untuk mengurangi itu ketika ada dua komunitas beda agama tapi kok tentram-tentram saja, berarti ada moderasi beragama yang dijalankan di situ. Nah, yang ingin diketahui Mbak Mutia adalah konsep moderasi beragama kedua komunitas ini bagaimana kok bisa tentram. Maka Mbak Mutia kemudian mewawancarai dua tokoh dari dua tempat beribadah tersebut. Nah, hasilnya adalah ternyata ada kesamaan konsep di bagian nasionalisme dan humanistik. Artinya sama-sama mengakui bahwa UUD 945 dan juga undang-undang pada umumnya dan Pancasila itu adalah dasar negara yang sah. Kemudian juga menyetujui bahwa respect, bahwa saling menghargai antar sesama itu adalah kualitas kepribadian manusia yang wajib dimiliki. Nah, perbedaannya apa? Ternyata ada perbedaannya juga. Perbedaannya terletak pada sisi filosofis dan teologis. Jadi kalau Islam itu mengatakan ketika kita berinteraksi dengan orang yang berbeda agama, kita harus mengusung ukhuwah. Ada ukhuwah Islamiyah, ukhuwah watoniyah, dan ukhuwah basyariyah. Kita harus menanamkan toleransi berdasarkan ukhuwah itu. Tetapi kita tetap mempercayai bahwa Islam adalah agama yang paling benar, tidak ada agama yang lebih benar daripada Islam. Sedangkan di agama Katolik itu menganggap bahwa moderasi beragama, ajaran toleransinya itu sesuai dengan ajaran Katolik yang pertama. Yang kedua, di ajaran Katolik disampaikan bahwa ada kebenaran-kebenaran di agama-agama lainnya dan karena itulah kita harus menghargai pemeluk-pemeluk agama lain selain agama Katolik. Begitu adalah hasil dari riset yang baru saja disampaikan oleh Mbak Mutia dalam bahasa Inggris. Semoga apa yang disampaikan dan apa yang sudah diriset oleh Mbak Mutia bermanfaat bagi kita semua dan juga bagi Mbak Mutia sendiri. Amin, amin ya rabbal alamin.